Okay, so we're gonna start standing. You're not gonna see all of me, but that's okay. So we're gonna start with the breath. What I want you to do is to take the band, open it wide, and wrap it around your rib cage. Okay, so it's nice and wide. Try not to make it thin, otherwise it will hurt you. And then you're gonna cross it and just tighten it a little bit so you can feel some resistance against your ribs. Yeah? Mine already crumbled. Okay? So around the ribs, we cross it. And then you should feel it hugging your rib cage. And just hold. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to breathe into the band. Okay? So feel that tightness around the ribs. I want you to try to get your ribs to press the bands out and in. So all around, right? To the back, the side, and the front. So the entire loop of the band should be moving wider and then back in again, okay? So hold it tight. You can do a knot if you'd like, but just hold it. And then you're gonna breathe into the back, side, and front. Expand the band out, and then hug the ribs back in. Good. So you're pushing your ribs into the band and expanding the band. Then you're pulling the rib cage away from the band and trying to bring the band all the way in and barely have much resistance around it. Or at least back to starting resistance. Relax the shoulders. If it bothers your arms, go ahead and make a knot if you'd like, and just leave it. Good. Relax your knees, relax your legs. Breathing into that band. Good, give me one or two more. Good. Let's bring the band lower around the area of the hip bone. And same thing, tighten it around your waist. If you want to bring your hands here, you can. And when you breathe in, I want you to keep that same sensation of the rib cage when you breathe. So trying to expand that band that was around the ribs. On the breath out, now I need you to pull your belly away from the band. And hug the ribs back in. Breathe into the rib cage. You can expand the whole torso. Now breathe out. Pull the pelvic floor. Pull the abdominals away from the belly and hug the ribs back in. Okay? My band keeps crumbling. And again, breathe into the ribs where the band used to be. Good. Breathe out. Try to take the belly away from the band. And hug the ribs back in. I think you can see my shirt shrinking and expanding. Good, give me two more. And really work on that belly coming away from where the band is, yeah? And the sensation of that belly pulling away from the band, last one, is that deep abdominal work we want to always do. Good. All right, release. So we've activated a little bit of the core, the ribs was expanding. Good. And just so you know, there's all these videos coming out now, how important it is for you to do all these breathing exercises for COVID. So there's a lot of videos that came out that it shows how the rib cage expanding, the diaphragm working, how healthy it is and how important it is to keep it healthy. Now, we're gonna breathe in. You don't have to have a lot of resistance on the band, but let's add a little bit. We're gonna breathe in, arm goes up. Breathe out, arm goes down. Now, as the arm goes up, what we don't want to do is for the shoulders to come to the ears. So keep the shoulders nice and wide and try to move from here. And then also we don't want the rib cage to pop forward, so keep the abdominals tight. And each time you go further back, try to get the arm a little bit further back without the ribs moving, okay? So it goes up and down. Let's do breath in to go up, breath out to come down. Remember, pull away from the band, hug the ribs. Breathe into that rib cage. Now let's change the breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. Make sure you're even on both legs. Make sure your pelvis is center. Try to keep taking the arms slightly more back, but keep the ribs and the pelvis connected. Last one on the breath out. Good. Now you can hold a little bit wider, or you can open the band, and we're going to try to get the arms back and forward. Open the arms as much as you want, okay? Don't stress the joint. So the idea is to get this mobility of the arm in the shoulder joint, okay? So let's do about 5 to 6. Breathe in. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out. Don't lose that core activation. You have a lot of elasticity on your band and a lot of band. So avoid this, okay? We're not doing this. Keep it straight. If you keep shaking side to side, that means you're compensating for tightness in one of the shoulders. Just make it move. Take your time. Take your time. Better. That's it. Nice. Good. Feels nice. Let's do one last one. Wherever you are, just do one more. Take your time. Good. Nice. Roll the shoulders. Good. Feels much better after the third one, I think. All right, so we're going to go side to side, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to bring the band up, okay? Let me see. Yeah, here you can see me better. I'm going to keep my right arm up, and I'm just going to pull with my left arm down and let my body follow that, but that arm up in the ceiling doesn't move with me, okay? Same thing on the other side, shoulders nice and wide, keep the band reaching, press down, go with the band, but keep reaching that other arm up and then down. Are you feeling the stretch on the side of the body? Yeah? So lift and then keep pushing the band up to the ceiling as you bring this one across the front of your face, and follow it down, but don't lose the other one, and back. Now, what's happening with the legs is you're not shifting weight, you're also not shifting the hip. So you anchor the whole body. You pull one down and reach the other one up, and try to bring the band all the way below your knee, and come back. Good. In front of your face a little bit more. The band is okay if it's in front of your face. So one arm stays up, the other one, I keep my body inside the toaster, and I'm bringing that band all the way down, not releasing the one to the ceiling, not shifting the side that's anchored down. There you go. You feel the stretch on the side of the body, yeah? Lift and go. Anchor the feet, the pelvis, and just bring this arm side bend while you keep the other one reaching up. There you go, okay? Let's go 2 more. So I started on this side. Reach, 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 reach the arm away even. Good, there you go. Dasha, don't let the upper arm follow you. The upper arm doesn't go down, it stays up here, in line with the same leg. So look, my leg, my arm are up here. This arm goes, keep your ribs tucked in. Don't let the hip shift, don't let the weight of the leg shift. Just a little side bend. Good, I'm gonna bring it down because that was even for me. If you need to even it out, you can. Roll the shoulders. All right, now we're gonna roll down and roll up with the band as well, okay? And then we're actually going to do full rotation of the body. So this goes up, add resistance if you want, and we're gonna roll down. Reach, chin to chest, scoop the abdominals and the rib cage, and let's bring the band down to the ground.
Keep scooping the belly in and up. Keep your shoulders nice and wide. Relax your head. Bend your knees on a breath in. On a breath out, scoop the abdominals, tuck your tailbone, roll up from the pelvis, the low back, and the upper back. Roll the shoulders back. Breathe in. If your arms came up with you, that's totally fine. Breathe out. Dive forward. So remember, you're coming up and over a big beach ball. Your shoulders are staying wide. Your abdominals are lifting the whole time. Toes facing forward. Shoulders and head relaxed. Breathe in, bend the knees slightly. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals, come up. Keep the band open if you want. All the way up. Good. We're doing 2 or 3 more. Now, for those more advanced people, if you don't want to bend the legs to roll up, you can do it with the legs straight. Just be careful, okay? So open the band. You breathe in to lift. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals. Push the rib cage back and up. Tuck the tailbone. Keep it pelvis rounding. Come down as far as you can. You should be able to come lower. Breathe into your back. Breathe out. Bend the knees or legs straight. Scoop the abdominals. Come up. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Dive up and over that big beach ball. Your hands, your arms are between your head. In line with the ears. Go a little deeper if you can. Either bend the knee or keep the leg straight, but activate the thighs. So lift the kneecaps and then scoop the abdominals, come up. Keep the thighs really active as you come all the way up. Roll the shoulders. All right, so we're gonna put all of this together. I'm gonna show you once, and then you guys can follow me. So I'm gonna lift the arm. I'm gonna bring the band down here. Then I'm gonna bring the other band next to it, rotate, and bring the band down to the side of my leg. I'm gonna rotate through the front of my body all the way to the other side. I'm gonna come up, lift that band up to a side stretch, come back up, and then go back to the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna start here, press the band onto ceiling. Now rotate and bring the hands next to each other to the outside of your right foot, if you're doing the same side as me. Then you're gonna move all the way to the other side. You're gonna lift that right arm to the ceiling, come back, and here. Did it work? So basically you're doing this. You're drawing a circle this way, okay? Again, same side. Let's go down, press. Now bring the other arm down, come back to the floor, down to the floor, come around to the other side. Keep your left hand down and reach the right arm up, and then the other arm goes up and meets it. So if you're okay with the side, start with the other side. So we did 3 to 4 on that side. Go to the side, rotate, both hands on the outside of your foot, round to the other side. You can keep your knees bent all the time. Lift the arm to the ceiling, and then bring it back up to where we started. And again, it drops to the side. And then the other side, other arm meets it. Both arms outside your foot. You're looking to the outside of your knee. Then you go all the way to the other side, both hands outside your other foot, looking at the outside of this knee, up, around. Okay, so it's a continuous movement if you can. Nice mobility on the spine. Good. So finish your 3 to 4 on each side. And then you can stretch your arms back. Good. Nice. You should be nice and nimble now. Yeah, feels good. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we're gonna come to the floor. I'm gonna adjust the camera, and we're gonna start doing our movements on the floor. I think we're good. Maybe a little too low. Okay, should be okay there.
We're good? All right, ladies. So we're gonna take the band. We're gonna put it on, we're gonna sit with the knees bent and the feet on the mat. We're gonna start our roll ups and downs with the band. So the band goes around your feet. So the more secure way to do it is to actually wrap it around each feet one more time. Okay, and then it just holds it there. So you have it like this. It's wrapped around each feet. You don't have to if you just want to put it around the front, it's fine. Then add as much resistance as you want. This is going to be the resistance to roll down, just like in the reformer when we do the roll downs with the straps, right? So find your sit bones, sit up tall from there. The knees are bent, the legs are forward. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more resistance. Okay, get your feet a little closer together. And then if you open your feet, there's some resistance between both of them. All right, so we're gonna sit up really tall and we're gonna breathe out, holding on to the strap that's going to give you some support. We're gonna scoop the abdominals and roll down with the pelvis. You can adjust whatever you want and then scoop, come back up, sit up tall. So we're gonna make it small movements and then we're gonna continue into larger. Pull the pelvic floor, bring your sit bones together, scoop the abdominals, roll round that pelvis and low back, and then breathe into your ribs, breathe out, round, scoop, come up rounding, and then sit up tall. There you go, you got it. Breathe into lengthen, pelvic floor lifts, sit bones come together, pelvis round, shoulders are nice and wide, round through the pelvis. Go a little bit further if you can. You're holding on to the straps. Breathe in, breathe out, scoop that belly, scoop those ribs, round, up and over a huge fireball, and then stack the spine again. Looking good. Let's do 3 more. Breathe out, pull it around. We have that bend to support us, so you can really challenge. Breathe in, breathe out, scoop the abdominals, come up, rounding, and find the sit bone stack. Scoop, shoulders nice and wide, keep the crown of the head and the spine lifted to the ceiling. So try not to bring no shorten your spine, keep it lengthened, just like the lengthening we start. Last one. Very good. And sit up tall. Good, roll your shoulders. All right, I think we've warmed up the spine enough for us to do the full roll up and roll down. So holding on to the strap, probably a little less. I don't know, it's up to you how much you want. Starting from a seated position, we're gonna roll all the way down, all the way up. So the less resistance, the more work you have to do. The more resistance, the more assistance you have, right? So you pick whatever you want. Now, sometimes with more assistance will help you also work slower and more detailed. So on the breath out, scoop, your inner thighs can be together or open up the band and get some resistance opening, and that's going to give you some support. Roll the spine nice and controlled all the way down. At the bottom, we're gonna breathe in, lift the head, press the back of the ribs. And this is where, if you need the support of the band, you're gonna pull into the band to help you come up. Nice rounded spine. Come forward all the way if you want. Stretch. Breathe in, stack the spine. Open the leg if you need. Breathe out, roll down. So rounding that pelvis, and then the mid back, upper back, all the way down. Use the resistance of the band to make you really breathe in, breathe out, mobilize that spine. Press into the back of the ribs. Scoop the abdominals. Scoop and lift, lift, lift. Let's stretch forward. Pull the band in, stretch, stack the spine.
And let's go again. So a little bit different. Open the feet or keep your inner thighs together if you prefer. Nice and slow. Nice. Breathe in to lengthen the spine. Breathe out, chin to chest. First, press the back of the ribs like a big crunch. Scoop the abdominals. Keep rounding. Pull the band in if you want. Stretch down. Stack the spine against the wall. And breathe out, and let's go 2 more. Keep opening the band if you need to. Breathe in, lengthen the spine at the bottom. Breathe out. Scoop. Keep scooping. Keep rounding. Good. Stretch forward. You're still scooping the abdominals when you stretch forward. Stack the spine. Good. Okay. So from here, we're going to roll all the way down. You're going to bend your knees. We're going to lift the legs up to 90 degrees. And what I want you to do is we're going to keep the bend as they are. So for those of you, I know most of you are more advanced here. Let's lift the legs to the ceiling. If you cannot, what you're going to do is you're going to take the band from your feet and you're going to bring the band over the shins for you to use the band for the 100 with bent knees. Otherwise, we're going to keep it on the feet and it's up to you, up to the ceiling, even if the knees are bent a little bit, or at any level that you want. This is going to be harder. We're going to pulse with a band, okay? So you pick whatever you want. I'm going to start up here to the ceiling, and then I'm going to start lowering my legs. And you can follow me if you want, okay? Now, the tighter the band, the more resistance you're going to have, so you pick. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck, open your legs a little bit and get that resistance between that band. Breathe out, come up. And then we're gonna start pulsing for 5 breaths in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out. 4, 5, straight arms. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, scoop the abdominals. 4, so you can lower the legs a little bit if you feel you can. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Crunch higher. 7. 8, 2, 3, straight arms, Simone. 9, straight arms, pulse from the back of the shoulders. Last 10. Hug it in. Good, and rock side to side. Nice job. Good. Okay, so we're gonna take the band off one foot and just keep the band on the other foot, also wrapped around it. Okay, so we're wrapping the band around that foot. The leg that came off is gonna come to the ground. We're gonna do single leg circles. From here, your options always are both legs bent, right? Elbow's gonna come to the ground and you're gonna have resistance there. Now, the more resistance you have, the more support, the less resistance, the less support, therefore more work on this one. I'm gonna straighten my leg down and I'm gonna pull it into the midline of my body. So don't let your leg open up. Flex the foot of that leg, point the foot of the leg to the ceiling. Remember, you can do the circles with your knee if you want to. Okay, I'm gonna straighten it. Now lengthen both sit bones away. Waist lengthens away, so you should not be short. All right, so elbow on mat. You're working your biceps to hold the band. Shoulders and scapulas pulling down and into the mat. And let's bring the leg across the body. And then you're gonna circle down and around to the other side and back up. Your job is to keep this side of the pelvis nice and stable. Breathe in, breathe out. So because you're supporting the leg, you can make your circles much bigger. So we're going for 5. This is 3, 4, Really stabilize the side that's on the floor. 5, and we're gonna reverse direction. Take it out to the side. Circle down and around and back up. Keep squeezing the side here. Okay, make sure you're trying to keep it as stable as possible. 3, 4, and 5. Good. Bend the knee in and stretch. Piece of cake with a band. All right, let's take it out of this foot. Let's take it to the other foot. So wrap it around. You have almost even bands. Add as much resistance as you want. So the more resistance holds the leg, but it does work your upper body more. All right, straighten or not the bottom leg, can be as bent or as straight as you can. Then pull it towards the midline of the body with the bottom foot flexed. Okay, top leg, we point a little bit, shoulders pulling down, and let's bring it across the body. Breathe out, circle, pull it back in. Remember to lengthen the sit bones, the waist, and keep the waist as long as you can as you circle the legs around. So we did 5 and 5. This is 3, 4, and 5. And reverse it. Drop it to the side, stabilizing the opposite side. Circle down across the body, lengthening that sit bone the whole time. 2, 3, 4. Don't forget the breathing. Don't forget that opposite side. Last one. And 5. Nice. And hug everything back in. Beautiful job. Good. And remove that band off. Good. All right, so we're gonna take that the band against both feet again. We're gonna roll up to seated. So bring your heels to the ground. Let's straighten the legs again. And let's roll up to seated. So I'm gonna hold the band this way with my elbows bent, chin to chest, scoop the abdominals, pull on the band as much as you can, and sit up tall. So we're gonna go to our fantastic arm workout, okay? So I'm gonna bend my knees a little bit. And you can still wrap the band around the feet here. And now we're up here. You don't have to. Get your feet as close together as you can. Okay, so they're together. And then when you open, you have a little bit of resistance. All right, so I'm gonna start with the bicep arm work here. You're gonna sit up really nice and tall. And we're gonna roll down a little bit, okay? For those of you who have any back issues, you can do the arm work here, seated on something higher. Otherwise, you're gonna scoop the abdominals and you're gonna round the pelvis only, just a little bit, and we're gonna hold that really tight lower abdominal connection of hips to ribs, pubic bone to belly button. So it's just a small roll. If you go too far, then we lose the whole stability of that upper body. So keeping the pelvis rounded and that lower abdominal working, add as much resistance as you want for us to do a bicep curl. So roll the shoulders down, hug the scapulas on the side, your arms are straight and your palms are to the ceiling. Keeping that, we're gonna keep the elbows reaching to the thighs, pull the band to the shoulders. Look at my elbows, they're not down here unless they have to be. They're up here reaching towards the middle of my thigh or even higher. Shoulders stay wide, and then I straighten back out. Now here I really have to hold my abdominals more. Okay, so let's try 10 to 12. Breathe out, scoop the belly. Elbows reach forward, shoulders stay wide. Pull. Now slowly 4, 3, 2, 1. 2. And 4, 3, 2, 1 to straighten. 3. Pull. Scoop that belly. Keep the shoulders wide. 4. And lengthen. 5. Scoop and lift those abdominals. They're working every time. 6. And lengthen. Woo, I can feel my biceps. 7. Don't lose the shoulders. Lift those abdominals. 8. Lengthen slow. 2 more. 9. Last one. 10. Good. And I'm going to come forward and stretch. Nice work. Good. And we sit up tall. Bend the knees again. So I'm going to do the reverse. We're going to lean forward a little bit. Remember that you can always sit on something. We're going to do some tricep presses. Now, because we're close to the ground, you're going to have to open your hands a little bit wider. Okay, I'm going to lean forward this time. My chest is open to the ceiling. My abdominals are still lengthening, pulling in and up. Okay, I'm holding the band between my thumb and my index finger. You want a little bit more band on this one because we have to straighten it back, right? Now, chest to ceiling, roll the shoulders down, and now squeeze the scapulas behind you. I need the scapulas to be squeezing all the time. You're going to start with the arms here, shoulder down, squeeze scapulas, and then you're going to straighten the arm back without releasing the squeeze of the scapula, yeah? So this arm straightening is going to make the scapula squeeze more, and then we bend it back in, okay? And squeeze the scapulas, lift the chest, straighten the arm, and bend. So lean forward a bit more, Simone, if you can. You probably need to sit on something a little bit higher, yeah? And go. 3. Abs are tight, shoulders down. When you squeeze the scapulas, you keep the abdominals tight. Don't lose the back and the shoulders. We're doing 10. You should be at around 5 to 6 here. 6. 7. Nice, Simone, that's much better. 8. Squeeze the scapula, squeeze them and open the chest. 9. And 10. Good, and stretch forward again if you need to. Okay, so I'm gonna make us roll down again, and I have my palms to the ceiling and the band here. We're gonna do some back of the shoulder work, okay? All right, so we're gonna roll down. Again, just enough rounding of the pelvis for you to feel that lower abdominal working, okay? We're gonna straighten the arm, again, roll the shoulders back. Now reach the shoulders and the arms away from the body, and you're gonna pull the band back with the back of the shoulder and bring it back in. 2 things you can be doing with your leg. You can keep your inner thighs together to give you more stability, or you can open but get resistance on the band also to get some stability. Choose whatever works for you. Okay, I'm gonna tighten my band a little bit more. So my feet together. So when I open, I get a little bit more resistance. All right. So you guys, we're doing another 10. I know you already started, so just continue. Arms straight. And I need you to feel the back of the shoulder doing this work. When the arm goes back, you don't arch. You need to scoop more. So scoop, send just the arms back and then forward. Did you finish your 10? Good. and stretch forward. We're gonna go back to that movement. So we're gonna come back up. You're gonna open. We're gonna rotate. Tap one hand down, lift the other to the ceiling, come back. Tap one side, down, the other one goes up here and come back in. Okay? So again, choose as much resistance as you want. Doesn't have to be huge resistance, just resistance to challenge you. Okay? So here, scoop round. And let's open. I'm gonna rotate to you first. So keep the arm as wide as you can. Rotate from your waistline. Keep the arm open. Tap one hand down, lift the other one up, come back, scoop the belly. So you're not shifting, you're rotating. So I'm rotating, tap one hand down, lift the other one to the ceiling, come back, come in, and come in. Okay, so I'm gonna face you so you know. So it's a rotation this way. You should stay in the center of the body. All right, so I started rotating with my left, which was facing you. I'm gonna now rotate with my right. So I'm gonna roll down, open my arms. Now my right arm goes down, my left one goes up. I stay centered. I come back to the center. I scoop, I tap, I reach away. My arms are reaching away, 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 back in, scoop, roll, come down, bring the arms forward. Okay, again, roll down. Pull the arm as far back, keep it wide. Keep wide, keep wide, keep wide. Tap and rotate. Rotate, open those arms, open those arms. Back to center, round and release the arm forward. Okay, that's a lot of work. All right. Was that left to right? Yes. So let's go. This is number 4. Roll down. Open the arm. Now the other way. I'm going right. I went left last time. So I'm going to keep opening, rotate, scoop the belly, rotate, open, lift those arms, lift, 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 lift. Back to center, back in. Good. I've done 4. I don't know if you guys done 4. We're gonna do 2 more, okay? So I'm gonna do to this side, and then this side to that side. And breathe out, arms forward, roll down. Some resistance here or inner thighs together. Okay, open the arm and keep opening. Rotate on your axis. Keep the arms lifted up as much as you can. You're lifting them up towards your shoulder or towards the back of your room. Roll forward, release. Last one, rotating to this side. And wrap. Open the arms, back of shoulders. Now rotate. Keep the weight even on the pelvis. Keep lifting the abdominals. Lift those arms. Woo! Stretch. That one deserves a stretch. Good job. Good. Other side. And then the last thing we're gonna do, last couple of things, is we're gonna do scapula glides, and then we're gonna do rowing, okay? Just like we do in the reformer. So back to the same leg position. Okay. Now, for those of you who are more flexible, you can, on this one, you could straighten the leg, but this requires quite a bit of work. So you can definitely sit on something higher. Yeah, it really helps the back and the hamstrings if you're tight. Otherwise, knees bend just as well. I need you to really choke up on the band here, okay? And then you're gonna start with quite a bit of resistance. Back really straight, scoop and lift the abdominals. Arms are gonna stay straight, and all we're gonna do is, pull the shoulder down, hug the ribs and the abs, and glide the scapulas back, and then pull the scapulas forward. Shoulders down, scapulas go back and down your back as you hold the abdominals tight, and then the scapulas go forward. Okay, so most important thing is don't bend your elbows. Okay, you need to move from the scapula, not from the elbow. Okay, so for those who do the reformer, we always do this. You guys know what we're doing here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see me, but you're gonna go shoulder down, down, scapula slide back and down, and then down and forward. Down with the shoulders, back and down with the scapula, down and forward. Breathe out to go back so you hug your ribs, and down and forward. Okay, how was that? That worked out okay? So let's do 4 more. Down and back. Good. Back and down. Good. And then if you're done, scoop round, let the band reach the arm forward and the scapula stretch. Okay. All right, so we're gonna roll now. Okay, release some resistance because now the arm is gonna come all the way back. We're gonna do the same thing that we did with the scapula. So we pull the scapula back, and then I want you to work your lats, this muscle here, to pull the arm back. Remember not to pull with the arm, right? And we're gonna stay a little bit on the narrow side. So we're gonna be here, yeah, just a little bit wider than your shoulders. We're not gonna be up here today. So we're just gonna pull a little bit wider than the hips, but not up high. So you're going to pull the shoulders down, glide the scapula back, keep pulling from the lats. So all those muscles under the armpits are gonna pull you back. Your chest lifts, your abs are tight, and then you return everything back in, okay? Now, pick the resistance you want. Play around with as much resistance as you want. So you can grab close and make it really strong. The lats are pretty big, so they can take work, right? Okay, and then again, you're gonna do your 10s to 12. So shoulder down. I'm gonna straighten my legs a bit. You don't have to. Do whatever you need with the legs. Pull the scapulas back, and then the arm follows. But look, my chest is lifting. My scapulas are squeezing. My abs are tight. And then everything goes back. So nothing in my torso is changing. Okay? Sit up really tall on these. Really tall. Pull the shoulder and scapula down. And pull. Now, as I go back, I like to rotate my hands to the ceiling because it helps me open up my shoulders. My core is working so hard so my back doesn't pop as I pull the scapulas back. Okay? Nice. So legs can be hip width apart, the band can be stretched out, or you can keep your inner thighs together. Good. Good. Squeeze the scapula, lift the chest, but hug the ribs. Okay? So the shoulder at no point in time should be rotating forward. It has to be opening back. So if you get to a point you start rotating the arm, is because you've gone as far as you can. Keep that chest lifted a little bit more. Yeah, lift the chest up, lift it up. Yeah, there you go. Hug those ribs. Nice. You should feel that your chest is stretching, yeah? The back is working, but the chest has to be opening, 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 open, like you're doing a swan. You're pulling a little bit too much with the arms, Simone. Try to pull with the scapulas and with your lats more here. More, hold the arms, don't work the arms anymore. Now squeeze the scapulas back, squeeze it, scapulas, more scapulas, squeeze it back, more. Keep squeezing the scapulas, lift the chest a little bit, squeeze the scapulas, yeah, there you go. And bring it in, good, that's it. Do one more like that, just to remember. Good, scapula. Yeah, pull the scapula. Make the scapula lift the chest. Yes, there you go. And stretch when you're done with your tens. Good, ladies, that's really nice. Okay, so two things I still need to do. I want to do bridges and I want to do back extension. I think let's do the back extension first and we end with the bridge so it stretches out the back a bit, yeah? So let's go on to our belly and we need the bands. So the band is gonna go on your back, okay? So legs hip width apart, the band is gonna be around the low back area. You're gonna put your head on the ground and face me or just rotate your head to me. All right, start with about a fist width apart on your band or maybe even wider. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna come up and open up the band at the top. So depending on the flexibility of your shoulders and your arms and your triceps working, you can either go narrower or wider and you can play around. Wider will be a little easier for tighter shoulders. Narrower is gonna make you work really hard the triceps and the back, okay? All right, so nice straight body, legs hip width. You can start rotating to me and you can start with the elbows relaxing to the side and the back nice and open. Now from this position, we're going to start gliding the hand down the legs. You're gonna rotate the head to the front, lift the abdominals, keep looking down and reach the band all the way to the feet. Now, as you reach, you're gonna open up the band and squeeze the scapulas. And then you're gonna come back down. You can rotate the head to the other side and relax the arms to the ground. And you get a nice stretch on your back, right? And then again, you're gonna start gliding the band down your bum, down the leg, look at the floor, and then keep gliding it, abs tight, press into the ribs, keep reaching the band and lifting the chest. Now open up the band, squeeze the scapulas, and then come back down, bending the elbows and rotate your head. Okay, I'm gonna watch you guys go once, so go. So glide the band, straightening the arms, squeeze scapulas, lift the abdominals, lift the chest, reach. Now open up the band as wide as you can, keeping the scapula squeezing. And then slowly come down and rotate the head to the other direction. Relax the elbows. So you're bending the elbows and bringing the band all the way up. And you feel that opening of the ribs, right? All right, let's do three or more. I'd love to do 6 to 8 of these. So glide the band. You have to keep the abs tight, the legs pressing down, reach the band. Now, once you're up there, open up that band, squeeze the scapulas more, open the chest, but lengthen the whole body. And then come down, bending the elbows and bringing the band to the low back and rotating the head. Nice. Keep going. You look really good. Everybody looks great. Good. When you come down, Simone, just bend the elbows and bring the band up higher. Good. Breathe out, scoop the belly. Reach, the whole body's in the longest line. Reach that band to your feet. And then open the band. And then come down, bending the elbows, rotate the head, open up those arms, let the elbows come to the floor. Good, one more. And reach, abs tight, lengthen the body, open that band. Bring it in, bring it down. All right, so rest for a second. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna come up and we're gonna stay up. And all we're gonna do is open the band, open, okay? So you're gonna stay up here, you're gonna open 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna count to 10, come down whenever you feel you need to. It's a lot of work, okay? So hold the band and legs pressing down. Good. We're going to glide that band. So lift the abdominals, start gliding the band down the thigh, back of the thigh. Abs tight, lift that chest, squeeze the scapula. Reach the band as low as you can. Now, let's squeeze the scapula and open the band. Go 1, 2, squeeze the scapulas. 3, 4, lift those arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, come down. Good, get rid of the band. Make a pillow with your arms and rest. Breathe into the belly. Okay, so we're gonna turn around into our back. And we're gonna bring the band again. And we're gonna place the band across the pelvis, so just over your hip bones. Okay, and you're gonna grab it open and press the hands on the ground as wide as you want. Okay, so we're gonna use the band as some resistance. Your feet are sit bones width or hip bones width apart, toes forward, and we're gonna roll the pelvis up and we're gonna roll the pelvis down. So if it's very little resistance, it's not gonna be a huge amount of resistance. You can open the band even more. When you roll, you're gonna have more resistance pushing up and down. Okay, so look, I'm holding it actually this tight. I'm opening and I'm placing over my pelvis, and then I'm pressing my hand down on the ground. Okay, but my band is not as strong as yours, I don't think. Shoulder down, scapula on mat, keep pressing that arm, and let's roll. Roll the pelvis, keep the chest, the scapulas and the arms pressing, and roll back down. Good. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out. Let's do 6 to 8. Scoop, press into the heel. Round that pelvis. Press chest, scapulas, arms down. Lift that band up. Breathe in. And then from the esophagus, roll everything down all the way to neutral. That looks good. And rolling up and down. Good. That looks great. Nice, ladies. That's it. So your arms are working super duper hard as well, yeah? The whole back of the arms and your back muscles are working really hard. Keep lengthening, keep that stability of the whole arm, yeah? And try to make your pelvis push that band up and bring it back down. Nice. Keep the scapulas pressing. I think we have about 2 more. Are we done? Last one. Good. All right, we're gonna pulse. So take a quick break. We're gonna go all the way up and we're gonna pulse. So keep that band pressing down. Okay, and let's go up and we're gonna pulse the pelvis up and down. So breathe out, roll, press scapulas, arms and ribs down, and let's pulse 1. So you're pushing that band up. 3, abs tight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 10 more. Go 1, 2, 3. Squeeze the scapulas down. 4. The whole arm is on the floor. 5, 6. Round that pelvis. 8, 9, 10. Breathe in at the top. Breathe out. Roll down slow. Woo-hoo. All right. Let's wrap that band on one of the legs. I'll do the one closer to you. Good. And we're going to stretch. So usually what I like to do is I hold as high as I can and I just hold it up here. Feel free to bring the elbows down and hold the leg up here to stretch. My other leg, I like to straighten it. You don't have to. Okay, I usually like to go higher. It gives me more of a stretch. It's up to you. It all can stretch. Okay, and let's get a nice long stretch here. So toes can come down, heel to ceiling. Keep your thigh really tight and pelvis lengthened. And we're gonna hold another 45 seconds. So on the breath in, try to lengthen the leg and the heel to the ceiling. On the breath out, try to pull the leg towards you. Breathe in to lengthen and also relax the body. So we're not working hard anymore. We're trying to use the breath out to release. "15 seconds, so try to keep progressing that stretch. Good, and release the leg a little bit forward, yeah? And we're gonna do IT band stretch, which is basically where this orange line on my pants are. Hold it, so I'm gonna hold with the same arm of the leg I'm stretching, okay? I'm gonna bring it down and I'm gonna take the leg across. Actually, no, you're right, opposite arm. So the elbow of the opposite arm is on the ground. Now, my shoulder, my ribs, everything stays. Even my pelvis, I want it to stay down, but I'm gonna use my hand to lengthen it a little bit more. Now, if you're flexible here, you can lift the leg and then try to reach it across a little bit more. Keep the pelvis lengthening, the other leg is pressing down. The whole body's down, it's just the leg coming across. So if you need to lift it up, lift it. Yeah, I'm feeling my stretch on my rotators actually. Bring it back up and we're gonna switch legs. So we're gonna take this leg up, other leg goes down, hold the band wherever you want. Okay, press this leg down. I want my heels to the ceiling, toes to me, both sit bones lengthening, breathing in, breathing out, deepening the stretch. My leg is straight up to the ceiling. I've switched legs and I'm doing the back of the leg here. My thigh here is really pulling, so this is active. Good. So we're gonna lower the leg a little bit. Hold with the opposite arm, elbow goes on the ground, and keeping the hip, the rib, and the shoulder down, I'm just gonna bring the leg across. And again, it can be lower. It all depends on your flexibility, or it can be higher. Just make sure the pelvis is lengthening. So I'm using my hand to lengthen the hip or the pelvis down. Do 5 more seconds. Good. Bring the leg up, release. Nice work, everyone. Bring the legs in, hug, and side to side. Good. I'm gonna roll out to the side and come up. All right. So if you need to stretch the upper body a little bit more, the back of the body that we worked, you can bend your knees, bring your hands outside your foot. I'm gonna press my feet forward to pull my arms forward. And at the same time, I'm gonna round my back behind me. So I'm rounding back while my feet are pulling my hands forward. This is gonna open up my back. Shoulders wide, relax your head between your legs. And breathe out. Round back and push the legs forward. Open up those scapulas. And breathe right between the scapulas. Keep pushing your back that way, and keep your feet reaching the arms forward to open your back and your scapula. Last breath. Good. You can stay there because an amazing stretch. All right, ladies, continue to stretch whatever you need to stretch. That was super fast. I even went over time a little bit. Anyways, it's good class. Well done, all of you. Really good. Yeah, so continue stretching the arm if you need to. The stretch we were doing also, you can keep stretching. So whatever works for you. I'm going to stop the camera, the video recording.